Hi guys, it's Olivia Parks and I'm doing my second speech for my communications class. Here's my audience. Okay, so I'm sure most of you guys know what OCD is. If you don't, it is also known as obsessive compulsive disorder. So there are a lot of misconceptions about OCD and what OCD actually is. So a main misconception would be that people with OCD are very clean, tidy people, and we're kind of like perfectionists almost in a way, but although that may be true in most cases, that's not true in all cases. So, yes, OCD people, or people with OCD, I should say, are clean and tidy, but not everybody. Messy people can have OCD too. So, I have had OCD since I was 9. I've been diagnosed since I was 9, but I've had it ever since I was like little. I'd always want to organize things and clean, and most kids don't want to clean their rooms, but I absolutely loved cleaning my room, and I loved helping my mom clean the house and such. So I've known since a younger age. My dad has more extreme OCD than I do, and he's known since he was younger too. Every morning he'd scrub his mattress because it made him feel more comfortable to just clean it. So there are two main parts of OCD, compulsions and thoughts. So compulsions would be behaviors and urges that a person with OCD may have. So this would be skin picking, nail biting, trichotillomania, which is hair pulling, which I have had since I was 9. So that could be anything from head hair, body hair, eyelashes, eyebrows, anything like that. Thoughts would be, did I leave the stove on? Do I have my debit card on me? Did I leave this plugged in? Another example would be, if you're driving down the road and you say, what would happen if I drove into oncoming traffic right now? So those are just very intrusive, negative thoughts that people with OCD have. So, hoarding and contamination are also big parts of OCD. For example, with hoarding, say you're going through your closet and you can't part with certain items because you just think that you will need it at some point, but most of the time you don't. I have that a lot. Another misconception of OCD would be, people are like, oh my god, my OCD's acting up because that picture's crooked. Like, that symmetry is a big thing with people with OCD, but it's not like the only thing that people with OCD are concerned about. So a person with OCD may want things very organized, like their closet, their clothes may have to be in color order or facing the same way. Those are just some examples. So more extreme cases of OCD would be doing things in odd numbers. So I've heard of people, my dad's cousin actually, when he was younger, he used to do things in threes. So he'd turn the light on and off 3 times. He'd jump in and out of his room 3 times. He'd close his bedroom door 3 times. He'd wash his body in the shower 3 times. I've also heard of people doing as extreme as things 17 times in a row. So again, the same, turning on and off a light 17 times and such. So going back to the cleanliness thing with OCD, we are very clean people. I'm a very clean person. My OCD, I have to be clean. Some people, like with COVID, it probably made it worse, but some people like wipe off everything with a Lysol wipe before they bring it in their house. Or packages, for example, if you have something delivered to your house. I mean, COVID just totally made everyone's OCD, if you have OCD, you totally made it worse because everyone's just so worried if you're like kind of the germophobia type person with OCD. So another example of contamination would be, my dad has kind of like a fear of, or a paranoia, I should say, of pre-opened packages or bottles. So he can go to the store and buy a Gatorade, come home, break the seal. He can hear the seal break, set it down, forgets he opened it, doesn't touch it, just pitches it, throws it away because he doesn't trust that anything has happened to it. Or if you go to a store and you grab a bag of chips 3 from the back instead of the front, because who knows what could have happened in the front one. But I know I'm just giving you examples of OCD, but obviously there's more to it. I am not a mental health expert, but this is just what I know. So I hope this has helped you guys a little bit with OCD, or your knowledge of mental health. And since it is Mental Health Week, apparently, I didn't know that, but perfect topic. No one really knows the cause of OCD. People think that it's a structural and functional, like, part of the brain. Usually if you have OCD, it is accompanied by anxiety, depression, or some other mental illness. Those are the 2 most common ones that accompany OCD. But I hope this has helped you guys with your knowledge of OCD, and hopefully you don't have any misconceptions about it anymore. Go share with your friends. Go share.